board, everyone. First of all, a few words on safety. That's the most important thing on board. We will be going under a lot of low bridges in this tour, and it's really important everyone, children and adults, stay seated while we pass them. You're not allowed to touch the bridges, and there's no smoking. And just in case we need them, you'll find life vests under your seats. If you're traveling with someone who doesn't speak English, it would be a great help for me if you would translate the part about sitting down when we pass the bridges. We don't want to lose any heads. But besides that, welcome everyone. My name is Søren, I'll be your guide, and our captain's name is Mia, and we'll take you through the canals and the harbour. So as I said, lots of bridges. Here comes the first one, so we get to practice. Her kommer den første bro, så bliv venlig siddende. Just stay seated while we pass it. Thank you.
Nice.
Jeg skal lige høre, om der er nogen, der gerne vil guides på dansk. Det er intet problem, hvis bare lige vide det, så hvis I lige må kigge from the 1600s burned down. It had a really beautiful tower. It was with 4 dragons with their tails intertwined. Because in the old days, people believed if you put dragons on your building, it wouldn't burn down. And they did work for 400 years. And it was actually on the 5th anniversary of the Notre Dame fire in Paris. It was really sad. Thank you.
Do they know the reason why it burned?
The building is so cool. Den grønne bygning herinde på venstre hånd med uret, det er det gamle toldkammer. Senere hen, der blev det færgeterminal. Det var jo dengang, hvor man sejlede fra København. Men ved Øresundsbro, så er der jo ikke behov for færger mere. Så nu er det mest restauranter og klubber, der er derinde. Men bygningen er fredet, heldigvis. Jeg synes, den er simpelthen så cool. And coming up in front of us, there's a bridge across the harbour. It's called the Inner Harbour Bridge. It's only for pedestrians and bikes. You may have noticed lots and lots of bikes in this city. Someone calculated, we Copenhageners, we bike one. So just after we pass the bridge, have a look down to your left and you get a quick view down to New Harbour Canal, wonderful houses. If you haven't been there yet, go for a stroll. It's a really nice place. But back in the day, this is where all the sailors would spend their money. It was the Red Lights District. It was full of bars and brothels and gambling dens and all kinds of vice that you could think of. But of course nowadays, one of the major tourist attractions is just down here on your left. Hvis I kigger ned til venstre nu, så kigger vi lige ned i Nyhavn til alle de farverige bygninger. Før i tiden, så var det byens lumre og skumle sted, hvor søfolk ikke brugte alle deres hyre. Så det var smækfuldt af barer og spillebuler og modeller, og jeg skal komme efter dig. Så det var jo naturligvis ikke et sted, hvor så fine mennesker som jeg opholdt sig dengang. Det har ændret sig siden. Coming up in front of us on the right hand side, you can see a big grey building with a big flat roof. It's the Royal Opera House. It was built in 2005 and it cost 2.5 billion Danish kroner. There's some of them here, we'll see plenty more when we get further on. Some of them are actually old ferries. We have 400 islands in Denmark, so lots and lots of ferries. And sometimes when the ferries retire, they're used as houseboats in Copenhagen Harbour. Jeg har sikkert lagt mærke til mange af husbådene. En del af dem er faktisk gamle færger. Det fik de også til sidst, efter 3 nætter. Og så havde Danmark jo altså ikke nogen flåde mere. Det tog tid at bygge de store skibe, så i stedet byggede man hurtigt nogle mindre både med kanoner på. Kanonbådene. Og de bliver altså opbevaret inde i de her sorte skure, vi passerer nu. Det er også derfor, gulvet skruer ud mod vandet. Det var for at få kanonbåden ud hurtigt. It was back in 1982 during an exercise. A missile went off. It landed 60 kilometers from here in a summer house area, destroyed 4 summer houses, damaging 130 others. It was a technical error with the weapon system, but because of the Cold War in the Soviet Union. Det grønne område lige her med det danske flag, det er batteri 6. Det er et af de sidste flådeområder, der er tilbage herude på Holmen. Kanonerne, I kan se, de fungerer stadigvæk, og det er jo selvfølgelig til at holde svenskerne væk med. Men når det ikke lige er det, vi bruger dem til, så er det solnedgang i havnen, så alle skibene ved, hvornår de skal rejse og sænke Dannebrog. Der er dog en aftale med naboerne, inklusive kongefamilien, på nogle solstok sidste juli. Du skal også lige i trælstok med sådan en kanonbrag kl. 4:30 om morgenen. This whole area behind me, it looks very industrial, and it used to be. It was one of the biggest shipyards in the world. Nowadays, it's more cultural. We have the biggest street food market out here. There's also exhibition spaces, sporting venues, concert places, and stuff like that. It's a nice place to go for a walk if you want to see what Copenhagen. And he even persuaded the ballerina to be the model until she realized she had to be naked in front of an artist. This was 1913. So she said, "You can only do me from the neck up," and that's what they did. So from the neck down, it's actually the Scots's wife. Hun har siddet her på sin sten siden 1913, da moralen er på glas. We sometimes hear from our visitors that they are a bit, how should I put it, underwhelmed by the mermaid. They say, well, she's so small. And we usually say, well, how can you be surprised? It's in her name. It's the Little Mermaid, right? And besides, she's the size of a mermaid. So, go figure. She's had a bit of a rough life, the old lady. Because if you do something to the mermaid, you'll get it all the news in Denmark. So just try. The next bridge coming up is called the Marble Bridge. Guess what it's made of? Sandstone. It's one of the last remains of the first Christiansborg Palace that burnt down in 1794. Along with the stables, there used to be 252 royal horses. Nowadays we only have 20. Marmorbroen her, det er noget af det sidste, der er tilbage fra Christiansborg Slot, der brændte i 1794. Og som bro, så bare blive siddende. Please take your seat. Please have a seat now. There's a bridge coming up. Thank you. And the next bridge coming up is called the Storm Bridge. That's the most narrow of them all, only 8 centimeters on each side of the vessel. So it's really important that you keep all body parts inside and don't use the railings while we go through. It's very narrow. Det næste bro er meget, meget smalt. Der er kun 8 cm at give af på hver side, så hold arme og alt muligt andet indenbords. Og lad være med at bruge railingen bare for en sikkerheds skyld. Can also be one of the tricky parts for the captains, but you're in safe hands. Det også kan være lidt besværligt at komme igennem nogle gange, alt det for højvandet og sådan noget, men vi har en rigtig god kaptajn med, så det er ikke noget problem. It's 106 meters high, the tallest one in the city, and it's open to the public. It's also been the center of power in Denmark palace. In there you'll find Parliament, the Prime Minister's office, the Supreme Court, and also the royal reception rooms that are worth a visit. I kan jo se nu, hvorfor det hedder Slotsholmen. Det er jo selvfølgelig Christiansborg her med byens højeste tårn. Og det er ikke kun Folketinget, der er derinde. Det er også Statsministeriet og Højesteret, og så også de kongelige repræsentationslokaler, som faktisk også er fede at besøge. The other side of the canal here is called Gamle Strand or Old Beach. And it makes sense because this is the original coastline in Copenhagen. So much of what you see behind me and down towards the harbor is man-made, most of it. As I said, the first fortress in here was built statue in front of us. That's Bishop Absalon. He was supposed to be a man of the church, but he spent a lot of time and enjoyed the rest of his stay in Copenhagen. Her kommer den sidste af broerne, så det er den side.